Tayra Johnson, and this is my audience. I think you have to leave it because when you do too many different things, I think that's what it meant. Good afternoon. My name is Tayra Johnson, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about customer service. I've been a hairstylist and a makeup artist for about 20 years, and I absolutely love what I do. I didn't always know how to have great customer service. I didn't even always know that it was something that was important for my industry. I do believe that there's other industries, not just the beauty industry, that would benefit from having great customer service. For example, the health industry, the restaurants, hospitality. Also, even if you just work in an office and maybe you don't directly work with clients, but you might be talking to people on the phone. That means that you have to have great phone etiquette, correct?
Yes, yes.
And I believe that that's very important, especially nowadays when a lot of us are working from home. That means that we don't leave the house. So maybe you might be answering the phone or answering a group call, and you might sound like you're still sleeping. So answering the phone, smiling while you're answering is something that can really help you there. Also, in church, if you serve at your church, you want to have great service for anyone that comes in. I mean, it's in the name, you're serving, so you want to have great customer service. They may not be customers, but they're coming there to have an experience. And you want them to have the best experience, whether you work with kids or you work with adults, or maybe you're on the prayer team. Your concern should be their experience. Well, I didn't always have great customer service. I do believe I have it now, but that wasn't always the case. When I started doing hair, I was 19 years old. I lived in Southern California, and the only way to go out to a club was to go to Mexico. So I was more concerned about getting my clients done, yes, making money, but getting out of work in time so that I can go to the club. And I wanted to be there by 11 so I could get in free. That was my mentality. And yes, I was a little immature. So I learned from that experience. What ended up happening one day, I was in the salon and my client left. I finished my client. And my coworker looks at me and he's like, "You're not even talking to your clients. You need to be concerned about your clients and show them that you care about them." And I thought, I'm nice to my clients. He was like, "No, you don't even talk to them. You almost look like you were rushing your client out of the salon." And I thought, well, she did take a long time to get out of my chair, you know? So I knew like I needed to change what I was doing. If I wanted to be successful, I needed to change my approach. So here's a little clip from a TV show called Martin. And I'm just going to set the scene for you because we can't play the whole scene. So this is Gina. She had to work in Shanae's salon because she owed her some money. So she's in the salon doing a pedicure, even though she's never done hair or pedicures or anything before. But she finds herself needing to have to do this. So here we are. And this is the scene from Martin.
Girl, what are you doing? You don't foul like that. Oh my goodness. Oh, please, okay? You gotta go to work on Myra's feet. Oh, yeah. Oh.
So, that being said, I'm pretty sure you guys know that was a total exaggeration, but because you can never take an industrial sander to someone's feet. But hey, I thought that showed pretty well customer service. Now, what do you think Gina could have done differently for Myra in order to make her feel, even though she wasn't skilled and she didn't know how to give a pedicure, what do you think Gina could have done to make the situation better?
Maybe ask her what she liked.
Asked her what she liked. That's good.
How her usual pedicures are.
How her usual pedicures are. Those are good. Those are good answers. I also think that Gina could have just had a different attitude, right? If she would have just been like more enthusiastic, had a better posture, but she literally went like this. It was like, ugh, I don't want to touch her feet. Now, I probably wouldn't want to touch her feet either, because I could only imagine having that much, dead skin, what her feet look like. But if you're really focused on doing something, and if you want to be successful, you're gonna do things that you don't really want to do, right?
Right.
So also, I think that Gina could have just asked for help. That would have been better than having Myra get upset, right? So, what do you think that Shanae did right? What do you think that Shanae, why do you think Shanae was successful with her clients other than having the power tool?
She knew her customers' needs.
Exactly. Because Shanae was willing to do what her client needed, and she knew her client. But that only comes from having a relationship with your client, getting to know them every time they come in. So, like I said, it won't always be to that extreme, but I believe you could be working somewhere where you just don't want to work for a while, right? Like you could be fresh out of high school and have to work at McDonald's. But if your attitude is correct, you know that that's just temporary, but let's make the best out of it, right?
Right.
So, what do you think of when you hear the word service? Anyone?
Pleasing.
Pleasing, that's good. Helping, good. So, I believe that one of the issues with service is that a lot of people get into industries or jobs and they don't realize that it is a service industry. Like I've run into a lot of doctors that you might meet. Haven't we all had doctors where we're like, well, their bedside manner is not very good, right? Mm-hmm. But that should be an industry where you should have great customer service, correct?
Right.
So I believe that people have the wrong idea. I believe that they have an idea that service is like I'm your servant or I have to be at your feet, when that is not necessarily the case. You can still give great customer service. You could care about the person, but you don't have to be their slave. Now, you are at their service. You're not their slave, but you're at their service, especially if you're a waiter or maybe you work in a spa or a hotel. You are at their service, right? So you want to give everyone a pleasant experience. Now, how do you get to the point that you give better customer service? I always ask myself two questions. First, do you want a one-time client or do you want a lifelong client? You want somebody that's going to come back to you and really not just spend money with you, but they're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their friends to come to you and do other things. So that's a good thing. If you have, treat people how you want to be treated. That always works for me. So, and always, never, ever, ever get in a conflict with a client, right? Never argue with the client. So I will just leave you with these words. Be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is contagious. Thank you very much.